Hey guys, I hope you're all having a great day today because today we're going to talk about Highguard yet again. This is the third video I've made on the game at this point, and I gotta be honest, man, I think this one's definitely necessary because I found one of the worst defense videos of Highguard on the internet, and I just had to make a response, man. This is the most cope-filled video I have ever seen. Let me show you a few snippets from the video that we're going to be reacting to today, and then we'll hop straight into it. There's also one more thing I want to add. While I was in the progress of making this video, a 5v5 mode was added, kind of fixing some of the complaints people made about the game. However, this video and the video I'm responding to were both started before 5v5 was added to the game, meaning the guy is defending the game on the premise of it only having 3v3. Anyway, we can get into the video now.
A lot of people also complaining about secure boot. First of all, the only people on the internet, I'm gonna repeat this one more time. The only people on the internet who complain about the anti-cheat systems in these games are the cheaters. A common issue that I'm hearing people having, right, is that 3v3 is too small. First of all, that's a lie. If you aren't getting into gunfights in your games, it's because you're playing like a little bitch. People are literally just, they shouldn't have made the game free. For all the losers out there, if you're watching this video and you're disliking this shit, I don't give a fuck. Bro, I don't make money off of this shit. This is all for fun. So, fuck you.
As you can tell, definitely not the most intelligent defense video of this game, but let's go ahead and hop straight into it. The video is called Highguard is Good. You're a ... with Grifter in the thumbnail. It's not a very good start when you're just labeling people who are shitting on this game as grifters, because a grifter is usually someone who is trying to sell you something, whereas in this case, the quote-unquote grifters are just telling you that a game is bad or that they did not like a video game. The title and thumbnail also come off as you just trying to push off all criticism by saying, oh, they're just grifters, ignore what they have to say. Anyway, that's enough talking about the video, let's hop into it.
I got a problem with the gaming community right now. Right now, this game is at overwhelmingly negative on Steam.
Yeah, most people just did not enjoy the game, so they decided to leave reviews saying that they don't like the game. How does that make you have a problem with the gaming community? What, do they have to like the exact same game that you do? That's a very childish mindset.
And you know why? It's not because the game's bad, because it's not actually. It's actually a really decent shooter.
Bro, if the game was good, the reviews would reflect it, and people would be saying the game is good, and the concurrent player count wouldn't be dropping off of a cliff because of people just not wanting to play the game anymore. Good games people stick around for. Games that are not good, people just boot the fuck out of there.
Not even gonna lie to you, it's very unique.
What is there that is unique about this game? They literally take all of their phases and it's a mechanic from another game. You start off in your base with your teammates reinforcing walls just like a game of Rainbow Six Siege. Then you all run out into the map and loot up like any other battle royale game out there. Then you have the shield breaker phase, which plays kind of like capture the flag in something like Call of Duty or Halo. Then whoever gets to the enemy base first starts a raid, which feels exactly like Call of Duty Search and Destroy or Rainbow Six Siege. Nothing's unique about this game. Even the heroes' abilities, some of them feel ripped straight from Overwatch. I mean, look at the ice wall, for example. That's pretty much an exact rip of Mei from Overwatch.
People have the biggest, largest, throbbing hate boner for this fucking game, all because Jeff Keighley advocated for it on a public stage.
It's funny that you tried to pass off all hate for this game just because it was shown at the Game Awards for the final reveal. Like, yeah, that probably didn't help the game. It probably made people dislike the game more, but let's be honest, even if this were just a regular game shown off in the Game Awards, people would have still hated it. They started off showing another hero shooter with a zoomer broccoli haircutted character. You knew this shit would have been hated, even if it wasn't shown for the last showcase at the Game Awards.
Which, don't get me wrong, when I first seen this game, I literally was saying, oh, this is Apex for horses. Why would I want to play this? All of that, right? Because it did look kind of uninspired. It literally looked like Apex Legend wore horses. And I'm all about free 99. The game is literally free.
And so is getting a bag of shit sent to your doorstep. Doesn't mean you want to experience it, man. Jokes aside, I get that it's free and there's no harm checking out the game. However, the fact that it's free and it's already dropping below 10k players not even like 10 days after its release really speaks volumes about how just uninspired, bland, and boring this game actually is. It's literally a free-to-play title and people still don't want to play it. And as I pointed out in my previous video, this game was actually breaking records for the fastest gaming falloff, or at least one of the fastest gaming fall-offs in terms of player counts. You can see Emerald Apple here tweeted, "Highguard made gaming history. The game broke a new record for the highest percentage player drop in under 24 hours. From 97,000 at its peak, it dropped to 8,399 players at the lowest point in a single day. 91% concurrent player drop, putting it in line with the most legendary Steam launch disasters. No other game in the history of video games have achieved this prestigious award." Other close games had 75 to 85% player drop within 2 to 3 days, such as The Day Before and SS Squad Kill the Justice League. Although Concord remains the largest flop, it never gained a high peak concurrent players to have a strong drop in the player base. But go off about how good the game is and how much it's actually fun, and people are wrong for disliking it.
So I'm like, I have nothing to lose but a little bit of time if I don't like the game, giving it a shot. So I'm like, alright, cool. Downloaded it, hopped on after the server queues, freaking nightmare, right? But we got in, and we got on the game. Minor hiccups, you know, having some lobby issues and stuff, but just reset my whole PlayStation and somehow it fixed it.
First of all, other platforms had other issues. I had a friend who could not get into the game because he tried to boot into the tutorial and it would continuously kick him out.
Nope.
Bro.
Oh, Christ.
Wait, okay.
Bro,
Try
can't
again. Try
even
again.
get in.
So soft.
Bro can't even get in. That's crazy. And it kicks him out.
I can't
Something
even
is
go
gonna be
into
offline.
3v3 because this of a fucking developer doesn't know how to make their fucking game work.
I know people who were continuously booted from games and stuck back into the queue for no reason at all. This happened to me when I was literally playing the tutorial and I was stuck in a queue for like 15 minutes for no fucking reason. They could have at least done a beta test or something to fix issues like this before the launch of the game. Also, having to restart your entire PlayStation is kind of insane because the devs couldn't figure out how to get their game working properly.
And I've literally been playing it this entire time. I got like 10 hours on the game. It's fun.
That is a completely subjective statement, and obviously a lot of people, the majority of people, do not think this game is fun, which is why the player count is plummeting.
If you look in the Steam forums, all you're going to see is the same old, oh, DI this, DI that.
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
That's funny because when I go to the Steam forums and the Steam reviews talking about this game, I don't really see anyone bringing up DEI. I see people talking about the absurdly large maps, the only one game mode available. I see people talking about the uninspired heroes, the abilities that feel like they're ripped straight from a game like Overwatch. I see people talking about the bland art style, but I don't really see anyone talking about DEI, which leads me to believe you just brought this up to try to deflect criticism, which is pretty pathetic.
Or freaking this game sucks, but they don't give you constructive criticism.
There are some people who shit on this game and don't give any constructive criticism. They just make a review saying it sucks. But there are also tons of people out there that do leave constructive criticism that you are conveniently ignoring.
Or they try to give you constructive criticism and they say false things about the game. A common issue that I'm hearing people having, right, is that 3v3 is too small. First of all, that's a lie.
That is not a lie. During the looting phase, I almost never ran into any enemies because the maps are too big for 3v3.
If you aren't getting into gunfights in your games, it's because you're playing like a little bitch.
Or because the map is simply too big for 3v3, and with more players, there would be a higher likelihood of you encountering a gunfight in the looting phase. This is not complicated shit, man. When me and my two buddies played this game, we played very aggressively, and we still did not run into anybody during the looting phase. To say that everyone who's complaining about not encountering anybody during the looting phase is simply playing like a bitch is the biggest cope I have ever seen.
Literally, if you're looting, right, for the 2 minutes that you get to loot, you can run into fights just based off the fact that there's only like 2 or 3 major locations you can go to.
Yeah, you can run into fights. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. When me and my friends played, we played aggressively. We did not encounter anybody until the shield breaker phase.
You will get into fights. And even then, they force you into a fight because you gotta go pick up the sword.
We're talking about the looting phase here, and people who are leaving reviews saying there's no fighting in the looting phase are not worried about the shield breaker phase. We're specifically talking about the looting phase and the fact that there's no action in it. We want action in the looting phase and the shield breaker phase.
So guess what? You gotta fight then. And then guess what? You gotta do the raid, defend, or attack. There's literally only like 4 or 5, maybe 6 minutes of downtime, specifically because you have to go, loot some stuff.
6 minutes of downtime in a 20-something minute match is quite a bit, bro. And the looting phase feels completely unnecessary, like they just took Battle Royale and decided to jam it into their game.
I've seen somebody say that the freaking movement in the game was bad. What?
Yeah, personally, I think that's a bit of a wild take. I think the movement is completely fine. I will give you that one.
A lot of people also complaining about secure boot. First of all, the only people on the internet, I'm gonna repeat this one more time. The only people on the internet who complain about the anti-cheat systems in these games are the cheaters.
The only people who hate secure boot are cheaters? Bro, have you ever heard of Linux? Linux players cannot play this game because of the anti-cheat secure boot system. That is an entire operating system that millions of people use being barred from the game because of the game's anti-cheat.
Don't get me wrong, when I first got into PC gaming and people was talking about kernel level, security systems and all that stuff, I was very skeptical because I have a small background in cybersecurity. Most people don't even understand what they're talking about.
Says the fucking guy who said the only people who would hate the secure boot system are cheaters.
They're literally just saying what somebody else said, 9 times out of 10 a YouTuber, and they're just following suit because, I don't like this game. Bro, shut up, bro. Can these anti-cheat systems, do a damper on the performance of the game? Yes, they absolutely can. But I'm not gonna lie to you. If you still running on with a freaking 1060 or a freaking 2060, 2070, and you complaining about optimization, I'm sorry, I got news for you, homeboy. You're living in the freaking dinosaur ages.
You're telling people who are on a 2070, which is almost on par with a PS5 and Series X in terms of GPU, you're telling people with that graphics card that if they're complaining about optimization, they're just living in the dinosaur ages because they want to run a game that looks like it could run on the fucking PS4?
I can honestly go on and on all day, but I don't think it's good for my blood pressure. What I will say is people are literally just... They shouldn't have made the game free.
Judging by that player count the game has, despite being free to play, I think the game needs to be free, otherwise it would have died day one, just like Concord. The only, and I repeat, the only reason people tried this game is because it was free. If this game was not free, it would have died worse than Concord did, and I stand by that 100%.
What I think they should have did, it should have been a $10 bundle or a $5 bundle, right? That you get some coins with it, right? Some of the Highguard tokens or whatever, right? You get a little bit of that, but it's a paywall to get into the game, even though it still has all the free-to-play assets and stuff. It's like $5, but that will stop people from being able to review bomb the game.
Yeah, and it would have stopped people from even playing it in the first place to try it. Newsflash, good games don't usually get review bombed. That's just the unfortunate reality of life. Elden Ring never got review bombed. Doom the Dark Ages never got review bombed. Doom Eternal never got review bombed. Let's think of some more good games that came out recently. I know a lot of people liked Expedition 33. That game didn't get review bombed. Baldur's Gate 3 didn't get review bombed. A lot of people liked that game. The only games that I see get review bombed are games that are, well, shit. And this is assuming you're talking about actual review bombing, people just going in with 1 minute on the game and leaving a negative review, and not actual constructive criticism of the game that you label as review bombing.
At least on Steam. Even though, this is a free-to-play game and they want to stick to that, I think that people having the ability to just go on Steam specifically, to just grab the game, not even play, honestly, I guess you can literally just add it to your library. You don't even have to turn the game on and you can just start talking about the game. It doesn't make any sense.
That is false. You do have to boot up a game in order to leave a negative review or positive review of the game. And when someone leaves a review, you can actually see their playtime, so you can decide whether or not their review is valid or not, based on the amount of time they have played the game. Also, there are tons of people who played 7 hours of the game and have left a negative review of the game.
If you play the game, you realize that the mode, yes, the game is a kind of a mashup of some different games, but every game is that. Every game is taking inspiration from something.
To a certain degree, a lot of games take inspiration from other games and may take a mechanic or two from another game. But this game takes like every mechanic from another game, which is what makes it extremely derivative and unoriginal.
The only thing that I could say that they did that was kind of awkward was that it literally looks just like Apex Legends. Other than that, the gunplay is freaking solid.
I will agree with him here. I do think the gunplay in this game is solid. I don't think there's anything really wrong with the gunplay. Now, I don't think it's extraordinary or anything like that, but I definitely think it's serviceable to good.
Like, that's why I keep playing it, because it's so fun to shoot. The time to kill is really good on both sides. You don't feel like you're getting killed too fast because you know you can do the same thing to them if you got your aim right.
That is all very dependent on what type of loot you get. There have been multiple times in this game where I have shot basically a full mag into an enemy with a weaker gun because I didn't get that great of loot when I was out looting, and the enemy just melts me with a much better gun. Now, I completely understand that that is just kind of the reality when it comes to these type of game modes that have like the Battle Royale looting. Doesn't mean I have to like it though.
Also, the maps, like I said, initially I was saying the same thing, right? I'm like, okay, it probably should have been like 4v4 or maybe 6v6, but with how fast you can come back, like you can spawn so quick. 15 seconds is nothing. Also, you can get on your horse or your mount and you can giddy the fuck up. So there's literally like no time for you to really have space. Like when you team wipe a team, cool, yeah, you got about 10 seconds before somebody come back, but like really and truly, there is so much action. Like, look at this gameplay that I'm showing you. Straight action.
The reason why there is so much action in the gameplay that you are showing is because you are going into the shield breaker phase. During the looting phase, you almost never find anybody because of the 3v3 size on this game.
People literally just be looking for shit to be mad at. It is 2026. Bro, if you don't like gaming, please just leave.
Equating people who don't like this game to people not liking gaming is incredibly brain dead. Tons of people who hate this game love other games that released recently. Like me, for example, I really liked Ninja Gaiden 4, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Doom the Dark Ages, Space Marine 2, Stellar Blade. There are tons of great games out there. This is not one of them.
Promise you, there's other things you can do. You can go read comic books, but you ain't gonna do that because you a bitch. You don't know how to read. You can go watch movies, but hey, you don't know how to watch movies either because y'all ain't got a fucking attention span for shit. Y'all be on TikTok all damn day, so there ain't nobody got no damn attention spans no more. Go talk to women. Oh, my bad, you don't know what a woman look like. Y'all freaking got these anime waifus and shit.
Bro, what am I even hearing right now? This guy is going on this nonsensical rant that just makes no sense and was prompted from absolutely nothing.
And everybody out here think that a regular woman like Siri off of freaking The Witcher is made. Bro, shut the fuck up. Like I said before, I can rant all day about this, and maybe you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually make a bunch of videos on this topic because there's a whole lot I can freaking say, and there's a whole lot I can deep dive into. So look out for that. For those who, you know, have level heads and are not, you know, freaking ball and gun bitch ass gamers. Actually, I ain't even putting this on the ball and gun gamers. This is just straight losers. The losers out there. Hey, I'm a small channel anyway, so you probably wasn't gonna watch me anyways. But for all the losers out there, if you're watching this video and you disliking this shit, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't make money off of this shit. This is all for fun. So fuck you.
The first thing I can tell you, salt. That's all I can taste is salt.
At this point, I don't even know how to continue responding to his video because he's just spiraling into madness at this point. So I'm gonna end things here. If you guys did enjoy this video, a like and a sub would be greatly appreciated. If you didn't like the video, you can leave a dislike and an angry comment. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. I'm out.